book launch for Myths and Truths, the book written by my baby bro, Bill McBay. For the next 90 minutes, we will entertain you with a full agenda packed. We've got Giselle here to sing some beautiful melodies. We have a trivia contest, so keep your book handy because you're going to need it to refer to, unless of course you have it memorized like I do. Then we have door prizes, and because you've subscribed to this YouTube channel, you will also be notified if you win a door prize. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, enjoy the evening, and good luck.
Introducing a great new way to raise funds for your charity or nonprofit group. Join Bill McBay, author of the best-selling book, Myths and Truths of Financial Planning Throughout Your Lifetime, who will be donating all profits from the sales of his book by participating charities. It's a simple and easy way to fundraise, while at the same time helping to increase financial literacy in Canada. Here's how it works. Charities sign up for a fundraising campaign using the book and purchase the $20 book for $10 each for resale. There are no minimum sales required, and any copies not sold can be returned for a full refund. So there is absolutely no risk on the part of the charity or nonprofit group selling the books. Books can be sold in person if your group has a location for retail, or online using your group's special code on the mythsandtruths.com website, plus appropriate taxes and shipping costs. At the end of the campaign, your group will receive a check for $10 per book sold online. At the end of each year, expenses for book sales will be calculated by our accountants, and all profits divided across the charities that sold the books in that year. Each charity will receive their portion of the profits based on the portion of the sales. It's that easy. Contact us today at info@mythsandtruths.com or visit our website at mythsandtruths.com for more information and to get your group signed up.
First called me and told me that he had written a book. I was like, a book? What kind of book? A comic book? A picture book? A book on how to set fire to almost anything? After he started to explain what the book was about, I was even more astonished the fact that he knew about all that stuff. What an accomplishment. Great job, Bill. Congratulations.
Hi everybody, I'm Giselle and welcome to this book launch party tonight for my good friend Bill McBay. I'm so excited for him, his first book to author. I'd like to thank him also for including me in tonight's festivities. Thought we'd play some music, have some fun, and I will tell you a little bit about myself as we go. So I thought we could start with some Indigo Girls just to get things started. So here we go. I'm trying to tell you something about my life. Baby, give me insight between black and white. And the best thing you ever done for me is to help me take my life less seriously. pointing me in a crooked light. In the less I seek my source for some definitive, closer I am to mine, yeah. Closer I am to mine, yeah. I stopped by the bar at 3 a.m. to seek solace in a bottle or possibly a friend. I woke up with a headache like my head against the floor, twice as cloudy as I'd been the night before, and I went in seeking clarity. I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, and I drank from the fountains. Yeah, we go to the doctor, we go to the mountains, we look to the children, and we drink from the fountains. Yeah, we go through the Bible, and we go through the workout, we read up on the Bible, and we stand up for the lookout. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked light. In the less I seek my source for some definitive, closer I am to mine, yeah. Closer I am to mine, yeah. Closer I am to mine. All right, a good way to start off the night. You might know that I was part of a band called Lace, and I had the good fortune of recording an album with David Foster with two of my good friends, Beverly Mahood and Stacy Lee Gousset. And when we were in Los Angeles recording part of that album, I was lucky to be in a studio across the hall from Carole King. And I did the crazy fan thing and went out and got a copy of Tapestry and knocked on the control room, and I asked her if she would sign it for me. And that was a big moment for me. I love her. I love her writing. She's just been a real mentor for any female artists out there. And years later, up to a couple years ago, I got asked to be part of a James Taylor Carole King show that toured theaters in the States. And last year we played a theater in Idaho, which is her home state, and I had this like secret hope that she might show up. She did not show up, but I love her, and I thought I'd do some of her music tonight. So here it goes. Stayed in bed all morning just to pass the time. There's something wrong here, there can be no denying. One of us is changing, or maybe we just stopped trying. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it, something inside so easy living here with you. You were light and breezy, and I knew just what to do. Now you look so unhappy, and I feel like a fool. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it, something inside is dying. stay together, don't you feel it too? Still I'm glad for what we had and how I once loved you. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it, something inside has died and I can't hide and I just can't fake it. No, 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 no. It's too late, baby. It's too late now, darling. It's too late. All right. Hope everyone's having a great night. Cheers to Bill and his new book. Another little story about my Lace days. When I was called down to Los Angeles to audition for the band with Beverly Mahood, we had to sing a John Denver song. And that was the song that got me the gig. But I'm not going to do it. We did Annie's song, but I thought I'd do some John Denver tonight. He was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before. He left yesterday behind him. You might say he was born again. You might say he found a key for every door. When he first came to the mountains, his life was far away, on a road and hanging by a song. But the string's already broken and he doesn't really care. It keeps changing fast and it don't last for long. But the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. The shadow from the starlight is softer than a lullaby. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. He climbed cathedral mountains. He saw silver clouds below. He saw everything as far as you can see. And they say that he got crazy once and he tried to touch the sun, but he lost a friend and kept a memory. Now he walks in quiet solitude for the forest and the streams, seeking grace in every step he takes. His sight has turned inside himself to try and understand the serenity of a clear blue mountain lake. And the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Talk to God and listen to a casual reply. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Now his life is full of wonder, but his heart still knows some fear of a simple thing he cannot comprehend. Why they try to tear the mountains down to bring in a couple more, Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. All right, I will be back in a few more minutes. I'm going to take a short break right now.
Hey Dad, just want to pop in and say congratulations on the book. I also wanted to point out that I totally read it before Brandon, so like maybe some sort of favorite child treatment, I don't know. We can talk about it later. Anyway, super proud of you, love you lots, congrats.
Hi, I'm Tracy Dietrich, and I've worked with Bill McBay in the financial services profession for almost 15 years. I've always enjoyed his sense of humor and storytelling. Myths and Truths is the result of his belief in education and mentorship. This book has something for everyone. If you're just starting to learn about finances, or you're looking for something creative to round out your financial plan, I encourage you to read Myths and Truths.
I'm Bill. This is my book. Hey, psst, hey. I'm Bill. This is my book. It's right there. Hey guys, it's Bill. And guess what? This is my book. What was the inspiration for writing this book? I'd have to say the inspiration was the death of my father. We lost him way too young, and I was lucky enough to be in the business I'm in now, and it was because of the things that I talk about in this book that we're able to help my family through that time financially. I mean, there's nothing you can do when you lose a spouse, a parent, and for us it was a snap of a finger and he was gone. So to have the financial planning done in advance, that was key. So I wanted to share that with people. How did I come up with the name of the book? I would say I didn't. It was actually an idea that came to me by my editor. The book when I first started was called Lost, but Myths and Truths was what the first person that read it, aka Helen Wilkie, my editor, she said, it seems like you've laid out some myths and you've debunked them, you've given truths to them. And I'm like, that's a great idea. And that's how Myths and Truths throughout your lifetime came to be. How long did it take me to write the book? It took a lot longer to publish the book than to write it, but the writing was just over a year. It was a really cool experience for someone who's not a writer, or wasn't a writer, because now I'm an author. But before that, I wasn't a writer, and I was an idea guy. I could write emails, I could write letters, I could write communications, but I've never written a book. So it took about a year to just dictate and jot down everything I needed to do to put this book together. And then publishing it, well, that's a different story. But about a year it took to write this book. Have I written any other books? No, I have not. I have a couple more in mind, and you'll be seeing some more come up that are going to complement the myths and truths. But no, this is my first book. Other than the first edition to this book, which I should point out is almost identical to this book, but it's actually this book, and it's a wee bit different. And this one was written 6 years prior, and there's only over 50 copies, and I wasn't allowed to publish it per se by the powers that be within our industry, and so it took 6 years to get to the point today where we could publish this one. And I thought it wouldn't be right just to publish the same book, so it got a little spiffy upgrade as far as the look and feel to it. And then we did a second edition. Happened to write this second edition, additional myth and truth, during COVID. So this is all about the market volatility and what happens during a pandemic. And that made it worthwhile for me to say it is an actual second edition. What would have to happen to make this book a success in my eyes would be for 1 billion copies. Actually, sorry. I have said, and it's on record, that I would like to sell 1 million copies of this book. In Canada, it's only available in Canada because it's about Canadian law and Canadian finance. But I didn't say how long that would take. So hopefully I live a very long time and we reprint it many, many times. But 1 million copies would be great. But I think to define its success would be that it's read and passed on to other people. I want this to be something taken from each time someone reads this to say, oh, I gotta tell my grandchildren, I gotta tell my kids, my spouse really needs to know this. So to me, I think a tattered, worn out, rounded corner book that's been passed along would be amazing. That would be a success, but I also want 1 million copies, so tell your friends. If I could summarize this book to get someone to read it, I would say it's a book about the questions you may be afraid to ask. What I mean by that is there's some myths in here. The fact that they're myths means that they've been carried on and they've been talked about, but nobody really debunks them. They just go with it and they say, oh yes, that's always the way it is. You should always save for your children's education. No, you shouldn't. Sorry, children. But you shouldn't. It's a part of the process of financial planning. You should always go to the institution that your parents went to and deal with those people. No, you shouldn't. You may, and it could be the best one for you to do, but you want to find out why. So this is all the questions answered that you didn't even know were questions. So I think that the summary would be, read it. You'll learn something. What drew me to financial services? I actually would say financial services was drawn to me. Our industry is more of a recruiting industry for the most part. I don't think there's many people that actually wake up in high school or post-secondary education and say, I'd like to be a financial planner. Granted, more now than ever before, but a lot of really great advisors were recruited. They were sought out and found by companies and brought in and trained to be financial planners. I was no different. Why the Bitmoji on the front? I gotta tell you, this guy, I'm getting some action on. People are like, oh nice, mailed it in, buddy, way to go with your Bitmoji. And I'm thinking, it's a financial planning book. What did you want me to put, a bunch of graphs and pie charts? That's really gonna get people to read it. But the reason why I did that is a couple things. One is I wanted this to be a book that's read. I don't want to be a book that people buy and go, I have a financial planning book. If you don't read it, it's worth nothing. So I needed to attract people to the book. The Bitmoji is fun. I'm fun. I wanted people to know that you are going to feel and hear me throughout this book. It is written exactly how I talk. And the other thing is, the Bitmoji has more hair than me, and I really like that. So I liked his lines there, so I wanted to use that. I like the Bitmoji. But that's why. That's why I used the Bitmoji. So why did it take 6 years to get this book to be where we are today? I often ask myself that same question. But here's what I've come up with. The answer is that our industry wants to make sure that when somebody is speaking, that they're not just speaking gibberish. So they want to be able to not control, but they want to be able to make sure that everything is compliant and legal is looked after. And so every financial planner in Canada has a sponsoring financial institution. And so those financial institutions want to make sure that their people are representing things properly. The company I represent wanted to make sure that I wasn't just going out telling the world a whole bunch of things that were exactly opposite to what they believed. That's why it took long. But it didn't need to take 6 years. The reason why it took 6 years is I would start the process, somebody would change in that role, then I would get busy. I also run a large practice, and at the end of the day, I wanted to write a book. I knew I needed to write the book, and for all the right reasons, but it wasn't my top priority. So it would get pushed off, and then time would pass, and then I'd have to find who was the person involved and go back to that person. So 6 years, it took 6 years because it needed to take 6 years for all parties involved. And I'll tell you, 6 years flies by when you're having fun, and 6 years flew by with this, and I'm glad because it's come a long way. I like this book, and did I mention the Bitmoji? I really like the Bitmoji, but that took 6 years because there were no Bitmojis 6 years ago. So 6 years, that's why. How are the sales? Where can people get the book? Well, sales have been brisk, and you can define brisk however you want, but sales have been good. To be honest with you, I didn't know what to expect. Because it took so long to get the book to where it was, I didn't really do a lot of the sales and marketing prior to getting the book released, because I never really knew if I was going to get that final okay. So the book was okay, let's do it, and then I started doing all the promotion, which you're part of it. If you're listening to this right now, the book has been in my hands for over a month and a half, and we're just recording some promotional material right now. But that being said, there's a few hundred books been sold. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it through our website at mythsandtruths.com. You can also buy the ebook reader on any ebook platform, anywhere. And so, yeah, it's out there, it's available, and it's starting to gain some momentum. Will there be an audiobook? Yes. In fact, we are almost a third done the audiobook. At one point, I was going to read the book myself. Then I started to understand that I'm not that good a reader. Kidding. I just don't have the time. So I had to hire some people to do that. It's being done right now. They're doing a great job. And it's a lot of editing as well. So I'm serving as the editor for this, more of a vocal editor. So I don't want to rush the audiobook, but it will be done. And we're hoping that it should be done by the end of the year. 5 things this book is about. It's about finding an advisor. It's about creating a financial plan. It's about starting a new relationship. It's about having a child and preparing for their life and helping them become the best they can be. And finally, it's about when we leave this earth, how do we do it and pay the government the least amount of taxes. Thanks for checking us out tonight. Get the book, read it, pass it on, and if you enjoy it, please let us know.
Hey Bill, I just wanted to say congratulations on publishing your second book. And yes, I have been going around saying to people, my brother the author. But I just want to say I'm very proud of you and congratulations on this accomplishment. Even though it didn't include any Sudoku puzzles or any pages where I could color in between the lines, it is an awesome book, and very proud of you, and congratulations.
Do you look after your company's wellness program? If so, did you know that financial wellness, physical wellness, and mental wellness all go together? Many employees are stressed about their finances, which can impact their physical and mental health and their workplace productivity. Financial wellness programs in the workplace include supporting your employees with their complete financial picture in order to reduce financial stress, strengthen their financial literacy, and improve their financial well-being. The Financial Consumer Agency of Canada defines financial literacy as having the knowledge, skills, and confidence to make informed financial decisions. As employees' financial well-being is commonly accepted as being able to meet current and ongoing financial needs, feeling secure about your financial future, and being free to make choices that allow you to enjoy life. Organizations need strategies, tools, and resources based on best practices to develop an effective financial wellness program in the workplace that will help their employees develop healthy financial habits for both the short and long term. Bill McBay, author of Myths and Truths of Financial Planning Throughout Your Life, has been delivering financially based wellness seminars for many years to companies like BlackBerry, the City of Kitchener, and Waterloo Region District School Board, plus many others. With financial literacy on the top of everyone's minds lately, now might be the time to have Bill speak and educate your employees about various topics on financial planning. Seminar topics like Where There's a Will, There's a Way, or Living Your Retirement Dreams, plus many others will ensure that something will appeal to everyone. To find out more information on how to book a time for your company, contact T.E.A.M Financial Solutions today. 1-844-440-TEAM or 8326, or visit us at teamfinancialsolutions.com.
It's intermission time, folks, so hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right over to our refreshment center for the most extravagant array of refreshment goodies ever assembled under one roof. Enjoy breathtaking, mouth-watering goodies, everything from a snack to a delicious full meal. At our refreshment center, you'll find a large variety of goodies to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, or your sweet tooth. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Visit our refreshment center now. The show starts in 5 minutes. The show starts in 4 minutes. The show starts in 3 minutes. The show starts in 2 minutes. The show starts in 1 minute. And now, on with the show.
I heard that there was I was wondering. And then I was very happy to hear them every time they say something.
Okay, y'all, check this out. The Bill McBay box is here. And if y'all haven't gotten one, you seriously need to. I mean, what? Look at this. What is he? Look. No. Okay. So, I don't know what this is, but it's got his face on it. And if I know Bill, it's got something to do with drinking. I don't know. But this is some really cool. Look at this. What? Okay. So, only Bill McBay would stamp his face on a chocolate and send it out. Awesome. So, I've known Bill for a very long time, and I've always been in awe of pretty much everything he does. The man's brilliant and so incredibly passionate about making a difference in people's lives. And nothing he ever does is ordinary. It's always extraordinary. He just goes all out. Case in point. So, about 6 years ago when Bill did his first edition, I remember being ecstatic for him. I was genuinely just so thrilled because I thought to myself, finally, people can tap into what goes on in that head of his, which is, quite honestly, pretty brilliant, not gonna lie. I mean, he may have the attention span of a fruit fly, but the man's brilliant and he's passionate. That's what I love about him. There's nothing, like I said, that he will do that is just ordinary. So when the first edition did come out, like I said, I was ecstatic. I was thrilled for him. Unfortunately, it didn't get very far for many different reasons. And I remember the disappointment that he was feeling and just defeated. And I remember thinking to myself, I said, you know what? Everything happens in due time. I think that everything happens and doesn't happen for a reason. But it will happen. Not when you're necessarily ready, but when it's time. And so I am so excited for this to get into everybody's hands because the man's brilliant, not gonna lie. He's very passionate about taking care of people's needs. And I'm not gonna lie, liking the Bitmoji way better than the last book, and not so bad. Pretty good photo shoot. Y'all gotta see this. In all seriousness, Bill, I am so excited for you. So thrilled that this is getting out to so many people. And like I said, if you haven't gotten your book yet, make sure you do. It's gonna make a difference in your life. Anyway, I'm gonna just make do with this and raise a glass to my good friend Bill. Congratulations, so worth it, so deserved. Cheers, my friend. Tastes so much better when your face is on it. Love it.
Do you love me or love me not? Give you the green light and then you stop. It's a thrill chasing what you ain't got. Do you love me or love me not? It's a cool game you play. First you push and then you pull. Love and you breathe is like a complicated window. You start leaning in when I just about had enough. Make up your mind, baby, or this girl is gonna be calling your bluff. Do you love me or love me not? It's a thrill of chasing what you ain't got. And you love me not. How long did you think you'd come in and out my life? I deserve a man who will do me right. Don't think for a minute that I won't see it through. I meant what I said, but for some kind of reason you're still not believing. I'm believing you. Do you love me or love me not? Give you the green light and then you stop. It's a thrill.
a great time tonight. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking time out of your Easter weekend, your Thursday night. I've given strict instructions to the people up here to tell me when I need to put my capo on. And that just came through. All right. I've had the privilege of playing with John Rich from Big and Rich twice in the past 2 years. And there's some folks here tonight, I think, that were there, which was a pretty cool time. Yeah, woo! In Nashville. And this next song we're gonna do was one of his favorites. So this is called Counterfeit. Still no heart right. Though all the cracks it's a crying shame. I keep my love through genuine faith. I could always find a calm until you came along. I was such a fool, I thought you were the real thing. You took so long in sheep's clothing. What you see just ain't always what you get. It looked like love was counterfeit. See what you get. What you see, what you get. The words I wanted to hear, even the lies were music to my ears. Pull my strings like a puppeteer. Let me hang and take a love and disappear. Diamond shine, that was glass the whole time. I was such a fool, I thought you were the real thing. You just a walk in sheep's clothing. What you see ain't always what you get. It looked like love was counterfeit. What you see, what you get. What you see, what you get. Always one call until you came along. I was such a fool, I thought you were the real thing. You're just a wall in sheep's clothing. What you see ain't always what you get. It looked like love, it was counterfeit. What you see, what you get. What you see, what you get. You're gonna get what you see, what you
So did you guys know Bill wrote a book?
He did?
He wrote a book.
Really? He wrote a book?
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know you could write, dude. Wow. You're gonna change lives, buddy.
Congratulations on the book. I don't know how you had time for that with the movie deals and all the stunt work you've been doing, but congratulations. We're super proud of you. Love you tons. See you 2021.
Yeah, Bill. Love you, man. You're awesome.
Love you, buddy.
I'm here today with my baby brother, Bill. Bill McBay is a financial planner. He wrote a book called Myths and Truths, and he's sitting down with me today and to answer some questions that I've had, some questions that you've probably had, some things that we haven't thought about, some things he wants to tell us, some antidotes. So, Bill, I have a whole list of questions, but first I want to ask you, why did you write this book? What inspired you to write Myths and Truths?
In the beginning, I wrote it because I wanted to write a book, right? It was on my bucket list. It was the check mark I needed to do. And but I didn't really take it that seriously. Then as time went on, started to think about all the different people that I deal with every day. And I can't deal with more people. I just don't have enough time in the day. So how can I multiply the amount of people that can be positively affected by financial planning? And then I came back to the book. So it's kind of taken different angles over the course. It took a long time to write, and it's been a long time to get to this point. It's been written for 6 years.
I was going to say, it took 6 years to get to this point, didn't it?
Yeah, so 6 years from when it was written, but it took a number of years prior to that. So it's morphed into a very different project, but the core of it's still the same, just to get the message out of financial planning to as many people as possible.
And I understand that you're donating all the profits from the book to charity.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Tell me why you decided to do that and how it works.
Well, as you know, we've done a lot of charity events in the past together, and so it's always been close to my heart to give back. And with this, it actually worked twofold, because if your favorite charity is getting some of the proceeds of the book, maybe you'll buy it. And the best book ever, if it's not read, it doesn't mean anything. So we wanted to be able to have this book and have have people read it and have a secondary reason to read it, so they can support their favorite charity and still learn something. So that was basically why.
Well, it's November and it's Financial Literacy Month.
Yes.
Makes a lot of sense to do the launch. Was that part of the reason why you chose this month?
I wish I could say it was. That would make me sound really smart, wouldn't it? But no, it wasn't. It was 6 years in the planning to get this book, and then all of a sudden COVID hit, which COVID is a global pandemic. I don't know if anyone's heard about it, but that hit. So all of a sudden we're at home, some extra time, some extra things to concentrate on, and I blew the dust off this project and was able to get it approved. Then it was added a new chapter to the original book to make it second edition worthy, and then here we are. It's November.
Yeah.
So it was a fluke,
but it's great timing though, because Christmas is a month away. One of the big things that you had mentioned earlier to me off camera was that you felt it was important to have the book shared in a family.
Yeah.
To pass it through, highlight it, mark it up, talk about areas that impacted your life. Where did that come from? Is there a reason behind the book that impacted the reason you wrote it?
Yeah. Well, there's many actually. One is our dad, and when Dad passed, there was this. He went to work in the morning and then didn't come home. Well, I came home and then didn't go to work the next day, right? So, and then instantly the whole world changed. So when that happens, you think you're not in a very good spot. People have to make some very serious decisions at that time. You're in the shoes of the problem, and so you're foggy. And I thought, how can I get to those people without being the guy that says, "Hi, you just lost somebody? Call me." Awkward, right? So I thought if I could write a book, in fact, the very first title of this book when I started, it was called Lost. And it was due to that, because there's that feeling of being lost when you lose someone, not knowing what to do, and then having to do everything at once. So the book, I hope, would be read by someone and then given to someone else at a time when they need it. And that could be at the death of a loved one, it could be before a marriage, it could be when they're starting their financial plan themselves with a new home or maybe a child. At the different life stages of people's lives, this is when this book can be shared.
Well, like you said, I mean, it impacted both of us deeply when we lost our father. So, and quite often we've had this conversation where we look back on the days leading up to him passing, not knowing what was to come, and not realizing what a gift you had given our mother and making sure that she was looked after, because honestly, she would be in a different place in her life right now if you hadn't have taken that on. So from your siblings, I appreciate that, and we thank you, and just know that we've always appreciated that. So that's something that. But as far as the book goes, for all the myths and truth, there's a lot of them out there. Do you think you covered them all, or are there more to come?
Oh, hell's no. there's so many. They're being made every day, right? People make up myths. I think they call them fake news now.
Yes.
So in this world, it's actually, I think in this world we live in right now, there's more myths being made than ever before, and it's because somebody with a good idea can actually say this is a real thing, and that's why we have MythBusters, and why we have everything online has to be fact checked. It's no different for financial planning. So I think I did the big ones that I deal with on a daily basis, but there are so many more. And which is good as an author. I think I have some work cut out for me. If maybe another one, who knows? But there's definitely more out there.
Well, now the next book can be truths and myths. You can come out with some truths and twist them into myths, and carry into your third edition.
Fake News Financial.
Fake News Financial. Yeah,
that's
that works.
a good link to it.
The foreword of the book is written by an elementary school principal. How did that happen?
Helmut, and so Helmut and I met through a course that I taught at the Board of Education, and he came out to this retirement planning course, and teachers are unique because they all make about the same amount of money. So it's weird when we're in these rooms, they actually get up and talk about, well, this is this, and which is really weird from any other course I teach anywhere else. Everyone is like, don't tell him, I'll ask him after the fact. Well, Helmut was very vocal, and he would say, well, what Bill just said, and he'd get up, and he was always helping me to better speak the language of educators. So him and I had a bond, and many years after I taught that course, the board changed their directive, and so we weren't teaching that course anymore. And he then became a principal, and he was looking after the board or the Principals Association. So he came back and said, "Hey, can you blow the dust off that course?" And so we did that. So he helped me create the interactive nature of the course as it is today. So we've got game shows and whatnot. So we've created it so that I'm not speaking and teaching and showing, right? Now we're engaging people. It's back and forth, which I think any way that you can make financial planning more engaging, everybody wins, because most people do this. You know, the joke was, and I've told this many times, so I did what everyone else did before they got into this business. I was a disc jockey, and so we used to do wedding shows all the time. So I'd be in this wedding booth, and we had shiny lights, and we had sparkly things, and it would attract people in. They want to talk about everything, brides and grooms, and we just chatted all the time. And so when I started this business, I said, weddings, I should get into that. And so you could see the brides and the grooms walking down the thing. They're like, oh, diamonds, oh, limos, oh, DJs, oh, insurance. Keep moving. Do not engage him. Do not engage him, right? And that's what it's all about. It's like the people that think I can't go to the used car lot because I may leave with a car. Come on, folks, right? So financial planning.
It's happened to me.
It did.
It did happen to me a couple times, actually. Carry on.
Okay. So, but the problem, I think, is to get people to engage in it, in financial planning, and then accidentally they'll learn something, and then we'll all be better.
That's great. So what do you think's next for your book? Any projects on the go already? Anything you want to plan for down the road?
Yeah. Well, there's an audiobook.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we're a good portion through the audiobook recording, which is exciting. Because I actually don't normally read for pleasure. I do audiobooks myself. So, and I've had a lot of friends and colleagues who said, "Oh, if you get audiobooks, seriously, buddy, I'll read it, but I would much rather listen to it."
And if you could do it in an Australian accent, that'd be all right.
From down under, put another shrimp on that barbie. So it's coming, and it's on its way, hopefully by the end of the year. The book is on every platform for ebooks, so Kobo, iBooks, all the above. And Amazon, it's there for the hard copy. And then, of course, our website, mythsandtruths.com, so it can be purchased there. We're looking at retail. We've got some retail opportunities. It's a great time of year for a stocking stuffer. And I'm telling people this, you know, it's a unique way to give knowledge. And so we're hoping people take advantage of that. And it would be great to have the message passed along, right? If that's the goal of having the book read and having it passed along, then let's get it in people's stockings.
That's great. What about you have a connection with the elementary school board? Is there any idea in the future of leaning that way?
Actually, we are talking with the Ontario government to try and get the book on the T.E.A.M list, which is a list that would make it a textbook.
That's great.
You know, looking at all the textbooks, there's one financial planning textbook in Ontario, and it's for high school students.
They don't teach high school students how to plan financially. They don't.
No, it's you either learn from your parents, and you're going to learn their good traits or their bad traits.
Their bad traits.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to make sure it gets out there. So we're working with that. We'll see how that goes. It may not be this book, but it may be a version of this book that we'll do that. And then we're going to try and get in as many hands as possible.
Is it a myth or is it the truth that you helped Malcolm Gladwell write his book?
Oh, that's totally the truth.
Right.
Yeah, Melky and I.
Melky.
Yeah, Glads.
I'm pretty sure you were still in kindergarten when he was in high school, but that's okay. It's okay.
Doesn't matter. We were tight. Yeah, no, he was didn't have anything to do with the tipping point, unfortunately. But I did actually have the Wealthy Barber. I did talk to him since the book was launched. He's our neighbor, your neighbor, my neighbor. And the one thing that he told me is that financial planners in Canada have a real struggle writing financial planning books, right? As a non-practicing financial planner, so just a financial journalist, which is what he is, he has no problem. The media wants to pick him up and talk about him. But as soon as a planner, a practicing planner comes in, the CBC and all the other media outlets go, we're not really that interested. So you're going to get some smaller media outlets. He says, so that's your challenge, is to get into the media and change the way that is.
So when you say media, smaller media, are you talking social media, or are you talking Google, or what are you?
So, smaller media outlets would be like local radio, local newspaper. You know, they're probably going to pick up things a little bit easier than say national. But you know, nothing changes a book sales than CBC, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, before the textbook makes it to high schools, is there anything that you would like to see this book do to help our youth with their financial planning, get them on a path to financial literacy?
Yeah. So I got to tell a story. I was talking with Jen's niece, Charlotte. Actually, I wasn't even talking to Charlotte. I was talking to Sarah, her mom, and we were talking about the book. And Sarah, shout out Sarah, about the very first Kindle book. Thank you very much.
Nice.
So we're at their place, and she's talking about this book, and then go home, and we're driving back, and Charlotte's with us, and she's like, "Is your book for children?" And I said, "No." And my mind just started going like, yes.
Your mind started spinning?
I know, it's crazy, right?
It's crazy. That's a crazy thought.
And so I'm driving and I'm like, what's happening? And we have to do this. And so that's where we're headed, is to try and make sure. Charlotte's 8 years old.
Yeah.
And she is very bright. And she just said, I think it would be neat to have a children's version.
Yeah.
And so I think that is where we want to go, because you, like we said earlier, you learn your parents' good and you learn their bad. Right, and I'm thinking, as a parent myself, it would be great to have those tools. I wasn't always a financial planner, so you know, I didn't always know what I know. And they always say you don't know what you don't know until you know it.
Yeah.
And so maybe if we can get it in the hands of young people to start to learn things about allowance and and why mommy, her card goes in and instantly money comes out. So she must have all the money in the world.
Absolutely.
Right? Like just use that card, mom, and buy that. You can buy anything. So just to get those thoughts into their heads at a young age would be good.
The Bitmoji is kind of cute.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, you're kind of cute. Why would you just put yourself on the cover? Why did you do a Bitmoji?
A couple of reasons. One, I wanted it relatable. I wanted people to pick it up. Right? I thought if I used a picture of me, first of all,
the demographic would change completely. Carry on.
Totally. And it's a financial planning book. What am I going to do? Put a pie graph on or some sort of chart? I needed people to read it, right? The whole reason for this is for people to read it. I mean, the fact that 100% of the profits are going to not-for-profit and charity, I just want to get it in people's hands. Like it's not about our profit, the book. It's about just getting people to read this book to better themselves and to understand their own situation. So just relatability, I think, was the reason why.
That's great. Well, thanks, Bill. Unless there's anything else you would like to add.
No, but pick it up at your local, well, call me and then let's put it in your local store and then pick it up from your local store.
You got a girlfriend. Hi everyone, my name is Charlotte. I'm 8 years old and I'm in grade 3. And I really hope you enjoyed this book. Bill is a great author and I really hope one day that he can write a children's book about financing and stuff like that, which I don't know about. So please enjoy the book. Bye.
Hey, Billy. Gotta say, I'm always astonished at your outstanding accomplishments. You've run a very successful business that any of us would be proud to say we owned ourselves. You've been a great advocate in the industry. You've set the bar high for all of us. I always do wonder how you find the time to do the things you've done. Taming the squirrels in your head, sitting around late at night crushing beers with friends, burning everything in sight. I do suspect, however, that some of your best ideas, like the really good ones, come late at night when all your friends have gone home and you're sitting around the fire, enjoying a beer or two, another beer or two, and out of the woods stumble a squirrel, a couple raccoons, maybe that fucking turkey. And you sit with them, reminiscing, telling them funny, anecdotal stories about financial planning and honing your ideas. Well, I think it really worked, Billy. The book was insightful, brilliant, easy understood concepts, all conveyed to the reader in your undeniable and loving way. That was Darcy's input, by the way. I really can't wait to read the book myself and to share the book with some of my clients. All kidding aside, congratulations, my friend. You did a great job, as usual. We all love you and can't wait to see you again soon. Cheers, pal. Bye-bye.
All right. So we've come to the last song of my part in this show tonight. And a very cool band named The Band did this tune. And then Aretha Franklin redid it with her own little twist. And I thought maybe I'd give her version a go tonight. So kind of combining the two, actually. I pulled into Nazareth. I was feeling about a half past dead. I just need some place where I can lay my head. Well, hey, mister, can you tell me where a girl might find a bed? He just grinned and shook my hand, and no was all he said. Take a load on Manny,
side by side. I say, come on, let's go downtown. She said, I gotta go, but my friends just stick around. Oh, take a load on Penny, take a load for free, take a load on Penny. Put the weight on me. Hold down Moses, there's nothing that you can say. It's just like Luke waiting on Judgment Day. Well, hey, look at my friend, what about Annalie? Said, do me a favor, stay and keep Annalie some company. Ooh, take a load on Penny, take a load for free, take a load on Penny. Put the weight on me. Catch me a cannonball, moving on down the line. My biggest sinking low, and I do believe that it's time to get in touch with Daddy. You know she's the one who sent me here with a regard for everyone. Take a load on Penny, take a load for free, take a load on Penny, and put the weight on me. All right, my friend Bill McBay, congratulations. Thank you for having me as part of your night. It was all my pleasure. I wish you all the best with your new book. Thanks, everybody.
Hi, I'm Jen. This is Lily, and this is T.E.A.M. We're the newest members of Bill's life. I just want to say how extremely proud I am of him on releasing his new book on Myths and Truths of Financial Planning. He's put a lot of work into this. I know it means the world to him, and it's an amazing read, and I'm just thankful to be part of it. Have a great night.
Hey, honey, I have told you many times how very proud I am of you. Proud of the loving little Hucky Duck boy you were. Proud of the man you have become. Proud of the dad that you are and were since day one. Proud of the book that you're launching, and so very proud of the fact that you are giving the proceeds to charity. I can clearly see your dad glowing with pride and boasting to all over there, saying, "That's my boy." We are so blessed to have had all our wonderful family.
I know we told you before, but we're going to tell you again. Make sure you stop by tomorrow night, same channel, same time, to see who won the grand prize. That's 3 nights for 2 at Secrets Papagayo Resort in Costa Rica. You don't want to miss that one. Proceeds from tonight's event will be going to the Canadian Heart and Stroke Foundation. Let's take a moment now and watch a video of some of the great things that they do.
We can be hurt. We can be bruised. We can be broken. Slowed down, confused, and even numbed. But we can't be stopped, and we can't be defeated. Because we've got more fight in us, more breakthroughs in us, and more people who care about people in us. The unknown, it's scary, but so is our will. Our will to research, our will to educate, and our will to save lives. See, we're built on a foundation that's strong, our mission unwavering, and together we'll beat as one.
Hello, Bill. So proud of you on your new book, Myths and Truth. Congratulations on your upcoming book launch. I know that many Canadians are going to benefit from your experience and from your knowledge. So congratulations again. Way to go.
Hey guys, with Christmas less than a month away and all of us supporting local, why don't you pick up a couple extra copies of Myths and Truths? I'm gonna guess you may have a stocking or two around the house to fill. For multiple copies and to save on individual shipping, email william.mcbay@sunlife.com with details of how many books and who they are for. Your personalized signed copies will be mailed to you immediately.
Well, that's a wrap. Thanks so much, everyone, for being a part of this special evening, the virtual book launch. It has been virtually launched. Thanks so much for your support, and I truly look forward to seeing all of you soon. Take care.
Okay, I'm ready.
You got it, girlfriend.
But like, say something to Jen over there.
Check. 1, 2,
Actually, I'm gonna put this over you so I don't have to turn my...
Say while you're...
I don't know what to say, I'm so shy.
Yeah. So should we have in the credits Wardrobe by
Ashfield?
Ashfield?
Sorry, we gotta do a test again, so just talk.
We're just talking.
We're talking. We're talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Talking stuff.
Myths, truths,
A little
crap.
bit of both. Ready?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jen. This is Lily, and this is T.E.A.M. We're the newest.
If your parents grew up and they were avid skiers, more than likely you're a skier. If your parents grew up in like tennis or like golf.
I just realized I have no lipstick on. I'm sorry. Hang on, I can't do this with lipstick. Just hang on a second.
Mark would go, honey, where's your lipstick?
She's still speaking. Cheers up first.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers, honey. Is this placement good? Do you want to check your camera? See if we're good? You good?
Let me see.
I mean, I do have my good hairs on this side. So make sure.
It's perfect. How do you do that? How does that work?
Well, if you had hair, you're up there.
Proud of Bill on writing his book on financial planning.
I understand that you're donating all the profits from your book sales to charity. How does that work?
Well,
Let me just silence my phone.
just give you a hug.
Ah, honey. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh, I'm so proud of you. You're so amazing. Yeah. This is good.
Awesome.
Very good. Now, did you want some bloopers? So when I was 4, I asked Mom and Dad for a baby doll, one that had movable arms and legs. That's all I wanted. A little baby doll with movable arms and legs. So that year, I got baby Shits-a-lot.
I'm still here. I'm right here.
I mean, his arms and legs did move. I can't say they didn't, but it's really not what I asked for. But I made him my own, and look how good he turned out.